Hey everyone, welcome to Learn Kartra Live. Glad to see you guys are already filling up the room. Have a few faces in here already saying where you're from. I'm Alex. If you haven't met me before, I am part of the onboarding team and I'm here with Shannon as well. You might see Amanda also in the chat. She's going to be our moderator today. So if you have any questions, you'll see her kind of popping in there to answer them for you. But welcome, everyone. We're going to give it a few minutes just to let a few more people trickle in, and then we're going to hop into the presentation. But for now, if you guys just want to share a little bit about where you're from, what you're hoping to learn from this event, and we can take it from there, just get a little discussion going. Looks like we got people from Indiana, Florida, people all over the United States here today, and from Canada. Awesome. I'm actually based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, so I'm on the East Coast here. Oh, Virginia Beach, another East Coaster. Nice.
Oh, I see Joseph, California over here.
Yep.
Me too. Cali here. So,
awesome.
It's cool to see everyone's from for sure.
Yeah, and this is one of our first revamped Learn Kartra Live events. I don't know if you guys, if anyone here has attended them in the past. In the past, they were very tech heavy, so we would go into, how to use specific things in Kartra. But for this event, we're going to be presenting you with more strategy, presenting you with a use case and bringing you through that. So should be a good presentation for you guys. Hopefully you'll learn a lot. But awesome. We're going to get it started here in about a minute. Just going to make sure got everything set up to go. Alrighty, guys. So let's hop into it here. So welcome to Learn Kartra Live. Like I said, I am Alex, and I will be hosting this call for you guys today. Pretty much what we're going to do is I'm going to go through a slide presentation with you guys. Then we'll hop into a live demonstration. And then afterwards, we'll have an open Q&A. So if you guys have any questions about what we talked about or curious about anything, feel free to put your questions in the chat throughout this demonstration, and we'll be happy to answer them when we get to that Q&A portion. Also, Amanda should be in there to answer any questions too as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it. So today's topic is going to be how to grow an email list that is primed to buy. So this webinar is going to be for you if you are just starting out and you don't have an email list at all. So maybe you are, kind of in your planning stages, you don't really have an internet presence and you're looking to grow that contact list so that you have people that you can eventually market to in the future. Maybe you already have a list, but it hasn't grown in a while. So maybe it's a little bit stagnant or not something that you've updated in a while. Maybe you're just coming back into your business and you need a little revamp because it's, an old list that might not be engaged. Or if you have a big list, but people don't open or click your emails, getting people to open and click your emails is probably one of the biggest goals that you can reach when you are marketing to anyone. And having an engaged list is a great way to make sure that your emails are actually getting the engagement that you want. So we're going to show you throughout this webinar how to attract the right people for your list, how to grow a list of people who actually want to hear from you, and how to set up and launch a simple lead magnet funnel in Kartra. And don't worry if you're not sure what a lead magnet funnel is, that's what we are going to be getting into here today. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and we will get into the content here. Starting with an example of a common Kartra user. So this is Alice Wilson, and Alice is a health and wellness coach. Her target audience is women struggling with addiction, and she offers them consultations and personal health plans. Now, her business is just in its beginning stages. So she would be, if we went back to that previous group, someone that doesn't have an email list at all, right? If we look at her pain points down below, she has no online presence besides Facebook and Instagram. So really, she doesn't have a website. She doesn't have a blog or anything where people know about her. It's really just that Facebook group and Instagram followers. And she has difficulty targeting the right audience with emails and offers, right? She doesn't have a tool that she can use to send emails to people. She doesn't have, the right marketing knowledge or experience to know what to do to get that list and send those emails. So Alice's goal right now is just to grow an email list with people who are already interested in her services so that they are more likely to engage with her and become loyal customers, right? It's one thing to just get an email list, but it's another to have an email list that is actually interested in what you have to say and do. So let's see how Alice is going to essentially achieve this goal. Well, her strategy is to entice people to subscribe to her list by offering a free wellness guide when they submit their email and opt in. And this is going to move people towards her goal because this free offer is a short wellness guide that includes topics and tips highly relevant to Alice's target audience. They are people who are interested in this free guide, will likely also be interested in paid offers. So it's already forming that connection. Once an interested lead is on Alice's list, she can then send them promotional emails for her related paid offer. So basically, she is going to be presenting something of value that her audience actually wants. Remember, when we're talking about what Alice actually offers, she is going to be doing those consultations and personalized health plans. So her way of giving a free wellness guide is a great way to reach that target audience. And people who are interested in her free offer are more likely to also be interested in her paid offer in the future. And what Alice has created, this freebie, was what we call a lead magnet in marketing. Now, a lead magnet is a free item or special deal offered to potential customers in exchange for their contact information. So think about it like this, right? A lead is a contact who is like interested in your services or like, that you have acquired and is on your email list. A magnet is something that attracts something, right? So your free offer is essentially the magnet that is attracting leads to your business. Now, some examples of good lead magnets are PDF guides like Alice has created. You could also do short video lessons if you're someone that has a lot of video content, or if you do a lot of teaching or coaching. If you have an ebook, you could consider taking one chapter from that ebook and having that as your lead magnet. Surveys and quizzes are another great way if you want to like segment people coming into your email list. Maybe you have a personality quiz or something that people are filling out to go into like group A versus group B. Discount codes are also just another easy one. If you have an upcoming product, you can say, hey, get added to my wait list, and then you send everyone a discount code that's on that wait list. You could do discovery calls if you're someone that does very high dollar consultations as a way to kind of get a short introduction to your clients to see if your services are right for them. Newsletters is always another great, easy one, right? You can have people sign up to be part of your newsletter, and then maybe once a month or once a week, you're sending them just an email to build that engagement. And then limited course access. So if you're someone that is running a membership or a course, you can consider creating like a free access level for that course for people to join so that they're already getting into your course. They can see you have locked content and they can upsell from there. So these are just some ideas, right? We'll get into what makes a good lead magnet in a bit, but things to consider, right? When you are trying to attract people who are interested in your business. Now, why should you use a lead magnet? Well, we kind of just touched on this a little bit earlier, but it attracts relevant leads, right? You don't want to just attract people who, have no interest in the services or things that you have to offer, what you have to say. So you want to make sure that you are targeting your audience. It demonstrates your value as a business. Value is always the number one thing when you are giving away a lead magnet. People want to get something of value in exchange for their contact information. So it's always a great idea to make sure that you are providing people something of value, solve a problem for them, make sure that they are it's something that they'll come back to, or they'll, it leaves a good impression on them so that in the future, when they're interested in purchasing, they can come back to you because they have that good first impression. And it improves opt-in rates by giving people a reason to share their email. I know myself and a lot of people out there don't just like to give away their contact information, right? So give people a reason. Gives, again, people that value. Once people are getting something of value, they're more likely to provide you with their contact information. And these are the 4 things that you should always keep in mind when you are building a lead magnet. The first is going to be to target your audience. You want to make sure that this lead magnet is going to be for the people that you eventually want to sell to. So you don't want to, in Alice's case, if she is making her services or consultations for women struggling with addiction, she doesn't want to target, men who are interested in training for sports, right? You should also solve a problem. Going back to that value proposition, whenever you are giving something away, it should be valuable. People should, get some sort of resolution from it. They should have an aha moment, or it should solve something in their life or start pointing them down the right direction. It should be short and easy to consume. People are busy, and you don't want to give away too much value for free, right? Because essentially you are giving this away for free. So you don't want to, if your offer is your knowledge is worth money, right? At the end of the day. So you don't want to just give away too much of your knowledge for free. Take a little slice, a little tidbit, a little introduction, package that up into something nice and pretty, and have that as your lead magnet. And ultimately, and this is the big one, it should connect to your product. When you are creating a lead magnet, back to Alice's case, her offer are health guides and personalized health plans, right? So when she's giving away a guide, her guide is going to provide information that ultimately ties into her services at the end, so that when she starts marketing her services to these people on her email list in the future, she knows that they're already interested, and maybe her lead magnet already piqued their interest in her services, and now they're ready to buy. Alrighty. So did Alice choose a good lead magnet? Well, yes, her free PDF download does target her audience. It does solve a problem, which is, providing expert insights on that sort of addiction wellness. It is short and easy to consume. It's just a downloadable PDF that anyone could, read through in a couple minutes. And it is ultimately connected to her product because it's kind of introducing the content that she ultimately services and sells to people. Now, an example of a bad lead magnet for Alice would be like a short video lesson on crypto trading tips, right? Now, it does solve a problem. Maybe Alice is an expert on crypto trading in her free time, so she has the knowledge and the expertise to be, providing this as a lead magnet. It may be short and easy to consume as a short video, but the big things are it does not target her audience. People who are interested in crypto trading are not usually also going to be women struggling with addiction that want to, better their lives, right? So there's a disconnection there. People who, it's a great offer. It's going to attract leads, but it's at the end of the day, these leads aren't going to be interested in anything that she has to say or do about her actual business. And it is not connected to her product, right? She doesn't sell any services related to, crypto trading. So there is a huge disconnect between this lead magnet offer and ultimately what Alice's business stands for and what she plans on doing. So these 4 tips, again, are always the 4 main things to consider when you are creating a lead magnet. And I would say the 2 most important ones are always the target your audience and connect to your product. But of course, solving a problem is a big one too, because again, creating that value is going to be that first way to create a positive first impression with people going on to your contact list. Now, how does it work, right? Now you have your lead magnet. In Alice's case, it's that free PDF. How is she going to get people to sign up for it? How is she going to get it out there in the world and people are going to actually see it and interact with it? Well, it starts with creating a customer journey. From the time they visit a page, so like some sort of landing page or sign up page that she has out there in the world, to when they successfully opt in. In marketing, this sort of journey is called a funnel. A funnel, again, you can see it on the side, is the journey people take from first learning about becoming about you or your business to becoming a subscriber or customer. Now, if we take that a step further, a lead magnet funnel is a simple system that helps you give away something free, like a guide or checklist, so people will join your email list. It's kind of, again, that the whole strategy behind and the journey of somebody finding out about your lead magnet to ultimately getting that lead magnet and being on your email list. Now, explain your lead magnet on the page where people see the opt-in form. This gives them an incentive to join your list, encouraging higher opt-in rates. And we're going to go into this a little bit soon on how you're going to make all of this work. But the general idea is you just want to have a page that serves as an advertisement for your lead magnet that you can share through social media or that people can find online, or that you're running ads to, right? When people go to that page, they can learn about your lead magnet and sign up in some way to get it. You don't want them to just download it from that page because you want to capture their contact information. So how do we actually build a lead magnet? Well, it starts with that landing page here. Traffic is going to be directed to your landing page for your lead magnet. So that landing page is always going to be the starting point. And on that page, people, again, will learn about your lead magnet. Maybe they'll learn about a little bit about your business, what value it's going to provide them. And then they have the ability to sign up for that lead magnet by completing a form. And when they complete that form, after they fill it out by providing their contact information, they will be redirected to a success page that just says, hey, thanks for signing up. You did it. And, maybe provides them with their next steps. But in some cases, if it's just a download, maybe that success page is also a download page. And then from that success page, people are getting their lead magnet. The lead magnet is delivered successfully to people that sign up. And depending on what your lead magnet is, the deliverability can change, right? So for example, in Alice's case, she is just doing a PDF download. So on her success page, she could just have a download button where people can download it from that page. But maybe if you were giving something else away, you could deliver it through email, or if it was free membership access, they could just log into the membership from there and you have next steps. Or if it's a video, you just have a video on the success page, right? Kind of think about what your lead magnet is and the best way that you are going to deliver it to whoever is signing up to be on your email list. And also the main thing with your lead magnet is going to be the traffic source, right? How are you reaching your target audience? How are people going to get to your landing page? Now, in Alice's case, she has a Facebook and Instagram following, so that is a great place to start, right? She has those people in Facebook and Instagram. She doesn't have them in her email list yet, so they're not people she technically owns and can contact. So starting with them to get them to fill out, get the lead magnet, get in their list, it's an easy, free way for her to start growing her contact list. From there, if she wanted to run paid ads, that's also another way. If you have a budget, you could just do standard, people finding your page through social media or search engines. You can do collaborations. There's plenty of ways to get traffic, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you are finding a way to reach your target audience. And let's go into Alice's lead magnet funnel. This is where we're going to start the live demonstration portion of this event. So I'm going to go in and kind of walk through Alice's funnel. If you guys have a mobile device, you can actually scan this QR code and see it for yourself if you guys want to be a little more hands-on. If not, I'm actually going to go through it on the screen here as well. But we're going to take a look at what Alice has built to basically, get her lead magnet out there into the world. And then I'll show you guys the behind the scenes. So how she actually built this in Kartra step by step so that you guys can build your own lead magnet funnels in the future when you are ready. But you can see it's pretty simple, right? There's really not too many moving parts. It's just going to be the landing page and the form and the success page as the three main things that you're creating. But of course, there's a few things on the back end that you have to make sure are all set up to get it to work. So let's take a look at what Alice has created. So here is Alice's landing page. Pretty simple, right? She just took one of Kartra's templates and filled it out for now. And her business is still in the starting pages. So as it grows, she can always make adjustments. But it looks good for now, right? Pretty much it does the job that it has, which is kind of providing people with information about her lead magnet, like the name of it, what her business is about, what people are going to get from completing this lead magnet. It also has some testimonials at the bottom. These are all things that you can consider putting on your page when you are creating it. Really, again, the picture is to persuade people to sign up to get your lead magnet. So you want to demonstrate what value they're getting, and also use it as a way to introduce them to you and your business and your brand. But the main thing here is that people can sign up to get this lead magnet, right? So there is a button up top that people can click, which will pop open the sign up form. There is also an embedded form down below that people can fill out as well. It's always a good idea to put your form in multiple places so that as people are scrolling through your page, they don't have to scroll all the way back up to the top to fill out the form. But let's just go into it here. Let me sign up. All right. And I put my email in the name box, but let me just move this down here. Call it Alex. And you'll see it's just first name, email. That's pretty standard. When you are creating any sort of sign up. Oh, didn't have yet. When you're creating some sort of sign up, the best is to create as least amount of fields as possible. The reason why is the more information people have to provide you, the less likely they are to sign up for something. So if you are going to create an additional field, good idea to just have it something that's relevant to your business. And then you can see after signing up, I was redirected to the success page, which is great. And I have the option to download the free guide. So I click the button. And here is the guide. Of course, it's not Alice's guide. This is actually the free PDF download that we're going to provide you guys. Should be in the chat down later, or if Amanda hasn't shared it with you guys. But you can see a very easy way to deliver it is just by clicking a button and having to download for people to get. And that is it. That is Alice's lead magnet funnel. Pretty simple, right? Well, let's show you how it all works on the back end. We'll go into Kartra here. And we'll kind of go through all of these steps, right? The first thing to consider when you are building a lead magnet, this is how I like to build, and kind of the best way to build things, is to always start with the end point or the end goal. In this case, that's going to be Alice's lead magnet, like the deliverability of it. And her lead magnet is that free PDF download. So what she would do first is upload her lead magnet to her Kartra account. So you'll start just by building your lead magnet. If it's a free PDF, you can build the PDF outside, or if it's video, right, you can make your video, build the actual lead magnet first. Then once it's built, you can upload it to your account in the media center if it is a file. So in Alice's case, she would go to the file section of her account. She would click the plus files button in the top right corner. And then she can upload the file directly to her account. Then once it's uploaded, you should see the file in the account that you can add to any button in a page or any download that you have in the future. But once this basically means the file has been uploaded successfully to Kartra. Now, how are people going to get this lead magnet offer? Well, in Alice's case, they are going to download it from a download page or on that success page. So what she would do next is go and create that success page. She could go to the pages section of her account. And when you're building pages in Kartra, there are tons of templates to choose from. In this case, you can go by page type and look at thank you pages if you're just doing a success page. Or if you're doing a download page like Alice is, you can search download in the tab to find some templates as well. But in this case, we'll just see the page that Alice has already created, which is the success page here. And download pages, success pages are pretty simple. When you're building out one of these pages, you really don't have to put too much information on it, just kind of saying, hey, thanks for signing up, maybe any next steps that you have available, and then a button for the download if you have a download on this page. And then all you have to do to make sure your file is linked to the download button is you edit the button itself, go over to the link tab, and then choose the download a file option. Then all you have to do is select the file that you just uploaded to your account that I just showed you in the previous step and hit apply. And now anytime somebody clicks this button, they will be able to download your free offer. So pretty simple with a download page or a success page. But you don't really need too much going on. Just kind of get your section in there, next steps, a footer, and that's really about it. One other thing that is important to note is that On the SEO, so under settings, SEO parameters, a good idea is to hide any sort of success pages from search engines so that people can't accidentally land on them. Just by finding them out there in the world, they have to go through your landing page first. So that's just a little pro tip for you, but not absolutely necessary. Then once you are done, you can return to the dashboard, and we'll move on to the next step, which is how are people getting to that download page? How are people getting to that success page? Well, they have to complete a form. We want to capture their contact information first. So we will set up our form, and that will be done in the contact section of our account under forms. And forms are pretty simple to build out. When you are creating a form, the first thing is going to be is the design, and this is where you're able to select the different fields. In this case, again, just going back to what I said, first name, email will always be mandatory. If you want to add additional fields, just make sure that they are relevant to your business so that you are not, alienating any potential people from getting on your email list. You can also see that Kartra automatically does all the, what's that called? The permissions, I can't get the right term, but basically the terms and conditions, all of that, compliance, that's the word I'm looking for. Kartra is going to handle all the compliance for you. So if you need to want to learn any more about that, just feel free to ask that, and we can go over compliance a little bit later. Now, the important bit with your form is going to be the settings and the automations. So under the settings tab, you are able to set the success page for your form. And this basically is when somebody completes your form, where are they going? What page are they going to be redirected to? What's the destination after they complete the form? And here we want to make sure that we are linking the page that we just created, which is going to be Alice's success page. So we can go ahead and select her success page, hit save. And now anyone completing this form is automatically going to go to that download page we just created, click the button, and download the file. You can also create an email with your form here. This email will be sent automatically to anyone that completes your form once they complete it. So it's an immediate email that goes out to them. It might be a good idea to do if you want to also deliver your lead magnet through email. You can just set up your form, have the welcome message with the email content, and then your file attached to the email, or a download button link in the email as well. So again, if you're someone that wants to deliver it through email, you can set up this welcome message. In the automations tab, this is where you are able to add automations to your form. And automations are back-end actions that are going to occur when somebody completes your form. In this case, Alice is going to tag people. Tags are just little identifiers that you can put on your contacts so that in the future, when she opens up a contact profile, she can say, oh, Alex was somebody that downloaded my free lead magnet in the past, and she won't offer it to them again in the future, but maybe she opens up a lead profile in the future, they don't have that tag, she knows she can offer that to those people as a little incentive. Lists are more important because anyone that is going into your Kartra account should be subscribed to at least one list. Basically, these are your communication groups. So Alice has people being added to her general communications so that she can send them general emails about her business, and marketing and promotion so that she can send them marketing/sales emails. If she was someone that was also doing newsletters, maybe she would add them to a newsletter recipient list. Or if she had a membership that members were being added to, she can add a members list. But basically, think about all of the communication groups that you have for your business and make sure that any new contacts coming into your account are subscribed to those lists so that you can contact them. Now, once your form is all set up, you can publish it and your form is good to go. But how are people going to access that form now? This is always the question you want to keep asking yourself as you're moving through and building things in Kartra is, all right, now I built this, how are people going to get to this? Well, in this case, it's the main page, which is going to be that landing page. So we'll go back to the pages section of our account and we can build out our landing page. There are, again, tons of templates to choose from as you're building this. And this page is going to be a little more involved. So feel free to search through different templates and you can mix and match different templates, right? There might be a page template that has a lot of things that you like, but maybe one section isn't for you. little fun fact for you is that you can delete sections that you don't want. So say like maybe I chose this as a template and I didn't want this Alice Wilson section. I could just delete this whole section and then add a new section template that I do want. So I would say just use the templates if this is really your first time, building things out in Kartra. It's an easy way to get something out there quickly. But the real goal, again, with this page is you kind of want to provide people with an easy way to sign up to get your free offer. So the first section should always be like a little introduction. Keep it simple. Keep it, a nice grabbing headline, a nice image in the background that, really pops and grabs people's attention. Then you should always have some information about you or your business, gives people a little introduction about you, a little taste of what you have to offer, who is actually providing them, what they have, and then providing your value propositions. What are people actually going to get when they get my free offer? Why do they want to get this free offer? How is it going to help them? And then testimonials are always another great way to further enhance that, your kind of the reputation that you have, right? Gives people another point of view to see, oh, this helped for other people. Maybe it'll help for me as well. But the main bit is now putting your form onto this page. And there are a few ways that you can do it. The first way is like we have down here, which is an embedded form. So all you have to do is go to the assets section, go to forms, select plain form, and drag and drop the placeholder into the page. And then once the page placeholder is there, you can replace it with the actual form itself just by selecting it in the menu box here. The other option would be to use a button. So you can drag and drop a button onto the page. This would be under basic, under buttons. Find a button you like, drag it in, and then you can replace that button with the actual link to your form. So we'll go to the link tab, kind of like we did with the download button, but instead of downloading a file, you'll choose the pop and opt-in form option. And then you can choose the design, select your form, and make sure you are making it look all nice and pretty. Then when you're done, you are pretty much good to go. I would always just make sure you're checking your SEO parameters, right? And putting that information, getting a good thumbnail image for your page. This page OG image is a thumbnail image so that when you're sharing your page through social media, when you're doing that advertising, a nice little image comes up for your page as opposed to just kind of a blank Kartra default image. And then when you're done, you can publish your page live as it's all set and ready to go. You're ready to launch. The link that you get to your page will always be here, so you'll keep it handy. Whenever you publish your page, you'll get this link. You can also click the link button on your page in the pages section of your account. So keep it handy because this is the link that you're going to be using for ads or sharing through social media or that people are going to find through the web browsers or any sort of other method that they're going to find you on the internet. And if you have your own domain, of course, you can customize this link. You can brand it to your own domain. If not, you can always just use the default Kartra link. And then it just comes down to where are you using that link, right? Sharing it through your different traffic sources, running it through ads to make sure that you are reaching people and then starting to get those signups. And as you get those signups, they're going to end up in the contacts section of your account. I want to show you guys that real quick, but don't want to show you any extra emails, but you can see here is Shannon. She actually filled out the form earlier today. And we can see that her contact was added to the account as a new contact, right? So you can see she filled out the opt-in form on September 4th. She was subscribed to those two lists, and we can click on her contact profile to get a full overview of this person, right? We'll see all the information we collected from her. We'll see the tag that was applied to her account, and then we can see any emails she received or any sequences she subscribed to, right? The contact profile, Kartra really provides you with as much information as you would need for your contacts coming in. And then, of course, from here, I could say, oh, I got Shannon. Now I want to send her a marketing email once I have my product ready. It's always something you can start doing from there. So hopefully this was a good demonstration. I will kind of, let's go into the campaign section real quick just to kind of show you the full big picture of all of the things that we just created. And if you're not familiar, campaigns in Kartra are kind of like, think about them as like project folders, right? Alice's project in this case was building her lead magnet funnel. And this campaign contains all of the different moving parts that are needed to form that customer journey. So if we go into this campaign, we can see, it requires her 2 pages, right? Her form is included in here, her 2 different lists and her tag that she's subscribing people to. But if we go to the funnel section, we can see the big picture here. So we can see Alice is going to be marketing this through her Facebook group. And let me just zoom in a little bit more so you can see better. She's going to be marketing it through her Facebook group, her Instagram followers, and she's also going to be running some paid Google ads. All of these are going to be going to her landing page. From her landing page, people are able to fill out her form. When they complete her form, they would go to her success page where they can download her free offer. If she wanted to, she could also send a form welcome or confirmation email that also delivers it, just depending on the path that she wants to take for her client journey. But you can see, it's very simple, right? There's really only the landing page and the form that are the big things. And then you always want to consider, okay, from there, how am I delivering my lead magnet? Is it going to be through a success page and an email? Is it going to be a download page? Is it going to be a next step page that provides people with clarity on how to log into my membership? These are all things to consider as you are building your lead magnet. But hopefully this gives you guys the confidence to go in and start making them and growing your email lists. But let's hop back into the slide presentation here now, and we'll get into the Q&A portion. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Happy to answer them all for you. We'll also go through any questions that are currently in the chat as well. So Shannon, if you want to hop back in and go through those.
Sounds great. We had a lot of good questions. We were answering some as we were going, but we can always retouch on them just so they're also in this presentation as well. Someone asked if we're using Webinar Jam for this. And actually, we are using Kartra webinars today. We have been testing it out, and it works really well for our events. And we want to continue to use it for upcoming sessions as well. And if you do have Kartra Growth and above, it's a great lead magnet idea. Run a webinar and use it as a lead magnet. So next question is, to make sure we have a good real email address, should we only deliver the lead magnet via email?
Yes and no. I would say if you really want to make sure, like if you're talking about like your clients' email addresses, right? This is what I would recommend. Let me go over back to Kartra for you guys. When you are going and building out your form, you are able to select the double opt-in option. So Alice just has a single opt-in, and you'll see it when she is setting up the form itself. Basically, the difference between the two, single opt-in is you're just filling out the form and you're good to go. It's not going to say, oh, this email's wrong. It's not going to verify any email. It's just you fill out the form, done. Double opt-in is like what you might see when you are signing up sometimes. And after you fill out a form, it's like, oh, we've sent you a confirmation email. Please go to that email, click the link to confirm that you have signed in. So if you're someone that wants to make sure the email that I got from someone is good, make sure you're doing double opt-in. It's going to add an extra step for your people that are signing up, right? But for you, it's going to give you that confirmation that, okay, this is a good email because they, had to go to their email inbox, check that, they received it and click on the link. So hopefully that helped.
Yeah. And real quickly, Becky also said, Pam, delivering the freebie by email instead of download page is the only way to make sure you only send it to people who actually give you a real email address and not something fake. The main trade-off is with the user experience. It's easier and faster for them to grab a download immediately after completing the form. So it adds a bit of friction to just send it by email. But if you're having a lot of issues with, fake emails, you can use that double opt-in option. There's also a CAPTCHA. option as well. So yeah, you have a few different options.
Yeah, and for that capture, you'll see it when you're actually in the design section of the form, if you're interested in adding that to your forms.
Okay. We had another email to make. Can we also send the lead magnet through a sequence? Still learning how to use Kartra and emails in general.
Yeah, of course, you can send it through a sequence. So if you guys aren't familiar, sequences are like automated email funnels in a sense, right? You're creating an email journey, an email like you could have a starting rule that is going to be when somebody fills out a form. And then you could have a sequence email that is sending the lead magnet to them after that starting rule. The thing is, though, if you're just sending one email, I would just set it up as that form welcome message, because that is an email sent to anyone completing the form directly after it. If you kind of want to craft an email journey, then I would say, yeah, do the sequence, because it's a great way when somebody fills out your form, you can send them the lead magnet, and then maybe you have another email scheduled that goes out a couple days later that's maybe nurturing them a little bit, right? Maybe you're kind of introducing them to your business, providing them with some sort of information, or maybe you're marketing your services to them right away. In our demonstration today, Alice wasn't someone that had her products ready, but if you are someone that has your products ready, set up a sequence so that once people get your lead magnet, then they're automatically starting to be marketed to by your email sequence.
Awesome. Back to the settings tab, you must add a success page to a form, correct? But is the email optional? Is this correct, or would there be a scenario where you wouldn't also create a success page?
You don't. So actually, you don't have to create a success page with the form. You could use the default Kartra page. It's actually something that came out with the forms update pretty recently. So it's an option. You could just have a form that displays a success message instead of sending people to a success page. It's the default page here. But the design isn't as good. If you're creating your own success page, you get to add a little more branding flair, and we recommend it, right? Because it just looks a little more pleasing to the eye, especially to people signing up. And then what was the second part of the question? Sorry.
There wouldn't be a scenario where you wouldn't also create a success page. So basically,
I guess, yeah,
you always will direct them somewhere. So even if the success page says like, thank you for signing up, with that default one, that's going to be where they go after they fill out the form. Just something to think about with that all is, if you are delivering something via that page right away, that value right away, you're going to want to make sure that success page is something that really highlights that too. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say there's really only a few instances where you wouldn't want to have a success page, but I think like maybe a newsletter sign up. But I think even in those cases, it's still a good idea to like put people to a success page so that they get that success and they know, aha, I did successfully sign up for this thing, right? Just always a good next step for that user experience. Just creates that journey.
Someone asked about adjusting the size of things that show up on mobile versus desktop in Pages. Some photos look great in desktop, but then in mobile, they're massive.
Yep, that is just how the page builder works. So if you aren't familiar with the page builder, it is dynamic. So I wouldn't say dynamic, but it's reactive. So based on if somebody's viewing it from desktop versus mobile, things are going to readjust according to the size. Now, there really isn't a way to like, if you say your image on one version is too big on the mobile version, there really isn't a way to adjust it on one without affecting the other. One of the best little side tricks is to hide sections, but this gets into like a little more advanced things. But basically, if you have something that just doesn't look good on mobile and you really want it to look good on mobile, you can hide a specific section. So say this was the section that doesn't look good on mobile. I could edit this and hide this from mobile devices. So I would go hide, and I would hide it from mobile visitors. And then I would duplicate this section, design it nice in the mobile view, and hide that new section from the desktop. So basically, if somebody's going to my page, they only see the from a mobile device, they're only seeing the mobile version. If they go to my page from a desktop, they're only seeing the desktop version. Of course, it's a little more work, but that's really the only way to work around it, because if you adjust the image in one thing, it's going to automatically adjust it in the mobile as well. So little workaround for you there.
Well, and while you're in the page builder, can you show how to adjust text box columns so that you can make them bigger? Basically, the question was, how can I change the size of a text box when I'm in a section on a landing page?
Yeah, so there is a difference between components and columns. So if you are just in component editor and component, you'll see if you are touching things and it turns orange, you can only move things. You can't change the size of things at all. You could change the font size, which would change the size, but really that's not what you're looking for. If you hit edit columns here, you get to see all the structure of the page and you can adjust things. So like you can see, I have a text box here that I could bring in, or I can make it longer if I wanted to. This would be the way that you can adjust the size of things, but of course, it's going to adjust the entire column. So if you have more than just a text box in the column, like you can see down here, I have this text box here, and I can't like change the size of this without affecting the size of the entire column. There are other workarounds as you get good at using the page builder. Like one that I have is you can add a box into here that is invisible. So you can make it completely see-through and you can put your text into that box so that you have like a little more margins, and then you can adjust the margins of the box so that your text is a little more centered based on how you want it. But of course, these are all things that you just got to play around with the page builder a little more to get used to. And of course, you can make it transparent so that you can't see the box at all. So, just little playing around, trial and error. But yeah, there's really no way to adjust the size of a text box without adjusting the size of an entire column.
Thank you. That was great. Well, another pro tip. So another question was, how do you use the embed code for a form?
Gotcha. Okay, so that is a great question, because maybe you're not using Kartra, right? Maybe you are embedding your form to your website that's outside of Kartra in this case, right? So when you are building a form out, and we'll create a new form in this instance here. You can see there's a few different models that you can choose, and this is going to affect the code that you have, right? So choose the option that you want. If you're going to do the embedded, choose the embedded option. And then once you have your form, we'll go back to Alice's now. You'll see the embed tab at the end. All you have to do is copy this code and paste it into your external page building device. There's also HTML if you're more of an HTML person as well. And I'm not too sure what page service that you're using, right? Could be WordPress, could be Squarespace. You just need to know how to paste the code into that specific system. Like with Kartra, for example, all you do is go to components and you add a custom code component, and then you can paste the code like that. So I assume it would be something similar, where you're just doing like your code, and then you would paste it in there. Of course, you don't have to do this with Kartra. This is just an example of how you would do this outside of Kartra, but should be a similar process to this.
Awesome. Okay, we had a couple questions about double opt-in, single opt-in, and CAPTCHA, and what's the best. It really depends on the amount of traffic coming to your page, where your forms are. We recently added a honeypot update, so that should prevent most bot spam. But yeah, again, it just really depends on where your traffic is coming from. Do you need single versus double opt-in? Do you need to make sure that you have a valid email address every time? It really depends on your business strategy, and ultimately you want legit leads, and Kartra has the tools that can give you that too.
Yeah. It's always like what we're talking about earlier is like weighing your options, right? The more fields, the more compliance and things that you have, it will create a little more friction for people signing up. But the plus side is that you get good leads, and people that do sign up are typically dedicated, right? They are interested in exactly what you have to offer. They should be warm leads. Whereas, you could just have it like we showed in the demonstration, single opt-in, get the download immediately. You're not verifying that they are real people, but you're making the process as smooth and as easy as possible for those people when they go to sign up. So just kind of weighing those two different things. What means more to you?
And Marcy asked about real-time help when you're creating your funnel. If you're a new customer, we do have an onboarding call where we can get you kind of acquainted with some of the pieces of your first funnels that you're setting up. And you would just reach out to onboarding@kartra.com to schedule that. If you aren't a new customer and you're getting this set up and you need help, you can also email us and we will, create a video or something to help you get your funnel connected or set up how you want in Kartra as well. So, while we don't have dedicated, real-time help with this, we are here to help you as much as possible. Another question we got is how to add the Facebook or Google tag manager code on Kartra pages. It's not tracking correctly. If something's not working properly, I would say, Eddie, to reach out to our support team. You can start a chat or submit a ticket or email support@kartra.com. They can look and see. It might be where you have it placed. We also have an article on that we can probably get to you as well. That might help. So, another question in the campaign section where we saw the overview, maybe I missed it, but how are the social media platforms connected to it?
So there are no ways to connect a social media platform directly to Kartra. So like when you saw the overview, it shows like the path, right, of all the people that Alice was planning on targeting, right? Like her Instagram people, her Facebook audience, her paid ads, right? When you're building out a funnel mapper, this is what we call a funnel map in Kartra, you're able to put your traffic sources. Now, it doesn't directly link to any of these social media, but if you are someone that wants to track those specific traffic sources, it is possible. You would just basically set up tracking codes in your Kartra account, and then you can track the different sources from your Facebook to your Instagram to your Google Ads, right? It's a little more advanced setting that up, so we didn't go too much into it. But if you want to learn more about that, we can definitely send you information on tracking codes. But basically, all you need to do is get the link to your landing page, and that is what you're sharing through social media, right? So you would share that through your Instagram, your Facebook. It's just, kind of a manual thing. Kartra isn't going to, there's no way to like connect your Facebook and say, have this page go to my Facebook. It's just there for more of a visual kind of overview.
Awesome. And if you use the welcome message in double opt-in from Pam, she was wondering, are they first getting the double opt-in in the welcome message once opted in?
Yep. They'll get the double, if you select double opt-in, that's the email that will be sent first. The form isn't considered completed until they click the link in the double opt-in. So after they click the link and confirm, then they'll receive the lead magnet.
Another question from Pam. I have a bunch of domains. Can you choose a forward to the Kartra? Can you choose a forward to the Kartra page instead of embedding the code? Wondering for search if this is treated differently. I have a bunch of domains. Can you choose a forward to the Kartra page instead of embedding the code?
I don't.
An external website, if you had a button on that page and you wanted them to click and be directed to your download or your lead magnet funnel, absolutely. I think that's what you're asking.
Yeah, like if you, instead of embedding the form directly, you could put a button on your main website that just says sign up now to get my free offer, and then they click that button and they get your free offer, right? So it doesn't have to be embedded directly. You have a link to your Kartra landing page if you want to build it that way. The thing is, you have to build a Kartra landing page, right? You can't just get a link to a form. It has to be embedded to a page, or there's some things in Kartra, like a product where you actually get a link, a form you don't. So you'll have to build a landing page, get the link to that landing page, use that. You can also connect your domain if you want to. I don't know if you knew this was possible. Depending on your account, you can really only connect limited domains, right? I think starters 1, growth is up to 3. So if you have a domain or a subdomain that you want to use, make sure you connect it to your account, and then you can use that URL for any URLs that you make in Kartra. But yeah, kind of up to you there.
Awesome. I see one more question about what are your thoughts on using a pop-up form on a web page for the freebie? Would this link to a form or to a landing page? And this is a great question, and this is something that you'll think about as you're setting up your funnel. When you go to create your form, it's going to ask you, do you want this form component to be embedded? Do you want it to pop up? Do you want it to come as a sidebar? So it's going to ask like what way you want it displayed. When you're setting up your form, you don't necessarily have to make that decision at that point. Really, the main things you want to decide on are what are the main things you want to collect. If you know what you want to, how you want to collect it, you want to just embed it directly on your page, you would select the embeddable, and then you would select that form right there that he has selected, just that basic component in the template section. If you knew you wanted to do a pop-up, you could select the pop-up modal option and then select a template and start working on it, right here. You can also just keep the basic, template style and edit it when you're in the page builder as well. So I would say, depending on if you want it to be a pop-up, if you want it to be on the page, that's up to you. You can create 2 forms and test which one does better. So it really depends on your strategy. Some industries, it might be better as a pop-up. Others, it might be better on the page.
Yeah. I also think it might be better for a pop-up if you're doing it on like your main website, right? Maybe you have like your main website, your homepage that isn't really about the lead magnet, but you just have it as a pop-up for people visiting your website that maybe it's like delayed or something, right? So people don't see it immediately, but it just comes up. I think we do that for some of our websites too with things that we offer. So just a good little thing if it's not like the main area for your lead magnet. Otherwise, if it's like, a page dedicated to your lead magnet, yeah, you can pretty much display it any way you want, but just make it easy for people to find it, right? Because that's the goal, is you want people to be able to easily fill it out and get on your list.
Awesome. And that is about it. So if we want to go wrap it up with the last slide and just kind of what your next steps are, I'm going to let Alex sign us off. So.
Oh, let me view the show again. All right. So get in and get started, guys. So next steps, right? Download your free handout that we provided you. It's going to provide you with kind of a step-by-step on what we just went over to build your lead magnet funnel. And of course, hopefully you guys feel great going through this. If not, you can always rewatch this demonstration. We're going to send you a recording. This was recorded, so it will go after there. And launch your funnel. Share your page link on your social media. Set up paid ads to drive traffic to the landing page. We want to see you guys implement this. Start getting new leads. Start making more money with Kartra, because the more success you guys have, the more success we have as well. And of course, if you need any help, we are always here. You can send an email to us. We are onboarding@kartra.com. If you want to reach out to our support or learn more, you can always go to our learning center. And there is live chat available there as well. And we encourage you guys to keep learning. We are going to be doing these new and improved Learn Kartra Lives about once a month now. And each one will be on a different strategic topic. So this one was how to grow your list. We're not too definite on what our next one is going to be, but once that's ready, we'll see announcements in the application and of course through emails. So stay tuned for that for sure. And we'd love to hear about your wins so we can celebrate together. Of course, send us an email. We're always here to contact with chat with you, right? Like Shannon said, if you need help setting up funnels or if you want to chat with us for an onboarding call, definitely reach out to us. Don't hesitate. And yeah, once you get your first 10 new signups and you want to share a win with us, we are always here to help. Also, if there's anyone here that isn't a Kartra customer, you can scan the QR code that's on the screen right now to try Kartra if you don't have an account. Should set you up with a trial. If not, I feel like most people in here are already Kartra customers. Definitely go in there and start growing your list there so that you can make more customers. Anything else, Shannon, that you want to add before I wrap things up?
No, great job, Alex.
All right, thanks. Appreciate you guys all joining. It was a pleasure. Hopefully you guys found some value in this, and we hope to see you in the next one once that's planned. Recording should be sent out to you guys, I think tomorrow, right? It'll go out
Should be out in 4 hours.
4 hours. Wow. Okay. Getting it out quick. So yeah, if you guys want to rewatch that, go ahead, check your emails in a few hours. And hopefully you have a great rest of your week and a great weekend coming up. Bye, everyone.
Guys.